you guys know, you said I had a sweet deal. You're right, I did. It wasn't so sweet at the time. It's finally starting to become a sweet deal because I finally invested all of my earnings into that place, invested time, and gotten it going. And to reiterate what Tom said a lot, is we have developed a place for tourism. We've got people coming out there. We've had people literally from all over the world coming here to skydive. We've had people in Switzerland, Germany, just about every state in the United States. People come here, as Harry said, he's an avid skydiver. He comes in here just to jump here because it's one of the better places to jump. He said it's a great place to fly into as well. You know, I think before we do this on here, I was thinking, you know, you guys say you want to work a deal with me, Nancy, or you guys have never come to me and said, hey, let's try to work something out. You just want to dissolve this. And in your news clip last night, you said it may not affect. Why didn't you say it would not affect the outcome of this? You know, a couple points that I think of is to dissolve the airport authority, then it negates the lease that we have. Why not discuss a proposal lease with me first, prior to this dissolution, so that all the parties will be informed? And the current proposal, just like the one that Nancy Pelosi did, the committee there, when they informed of the Affordable Care Act, it was passed, and then after it's passed, she said, now we can discuss it. How about discussing it before this comes about? You know, let's find out what you want. What is the agenda? No one knows what's going on. You won't say what's going on, what your outcome is, or what your long term is that you want to do with it. I've worked hard to build that place and get it going. I think with the representation of people here today proves a lot. And you know, this is our place for enjoyment. And Nancy, years ago, you may not recall, but you said you didn't want to donate to a golf playground, but we like to enjoy it. About 14 years ago, I came in trying to get some money to help mow up there, but I have personally paid to cut every blade of grass up there. I've personally done everything up there to keep it going. And you know, I just like to pray that you guys would just let it stay as an airport, keep it as an airport, and before we dissolve it, dissolve it, let's have a plan first, because we all know, like Tom said, once it's gone, you know, you can't lease it to me. That's just the state law. You cannot lease it to me. And then I'm gone, and you guys all know that. So with that being said, the ball's in your court naturally, so you do as you feel necessary.
Next we have Bill Henry.
Good morning, people. I've been a pilot since 1987. Met Carl Bailey soon after I started flying. And when I started flying, one of the places that we had to go in our training was to go up to the airport and land. And let me back up a little bit. Before even that, I grew up over in the Rome area in Ohio. And I, as a child, watched the gliders fly out of there, watched aircraft fly in and out of the airport. And hoping one day I'd get to be able to do that. When we first started going up there, that place was overgrown. There was nothing going on there. I mean, you could land there and take off, but that was about it. There was nothing else going on. Carl Bailey decided he wanted to make that place shine and preserve it. And with the county commission's blessing and the airport authority's blessing, we took that place over. We literally had to haul hay out of the hangars, put roofs on the hangars, so we could use the place. And like Carl said, he spent his money, his time, you know, with no help from the county, obviously, to make that place what it is today. People come from all over the world to skydive with us. I'm one of the skydive trainers there. I've had people, you know, news people come out and jump with us, politicians and jump with us. John Cummings, the circuit judge was here, has jumped with me. This would just be a tragedy to lose this. And if it's true that the county can't lease to anybody, the resolution you guys are proposing to pass says you want to renegotiate the lease without the airport authority in the middle. If you can't do that, then the next line in it says you want to sell it. Well, who are you going to sell it to? It's in the floodplain. You know, if you've got someone in mind that you'd rather run that airport than Carl, it would be nice for everyone to know, all the stakeholders to know. You know, I've got a lot of money, my own time and money invested in there. I've been there since 2010, working as a skydive instructor with this place. You know, we'd like to know what your all end game is. Do I have to pack up and move and go 4 hours away to do my skydiving, or can I stay here and do it at my home, where the place that I love to be? Thank you.
Next, we have, Lionel Morrison, did I say that right?
Yeah, Lionel Morrison.
Yeah, you're correct. I just wanted to speak on behalf of the fly-in in Newland. My dad was one of the founding fathers of that back in the 70s. I could go into the rhetoric of all the names involved, but yet at the same time, he's no longer here. I'm sure he'd be here today to discuss that. I mean, it's been a place that is a revenue stream and a generator here in the Huntington area. Significant amount of people. I'm not going to be redundant and repeat what everyone else has said, but just a piece of the community that should be well thought out before any actionable means are taken. Obviously, a day before a major holiday and a day that lots of people are unavailable to come here and speak also. Thank you.
Thank you. Amanda Atkins.
Thank you guys for letting us speak. I just wanted to speak to experience, because everybody else has done a great job explaining things. I started here, I started learning to fly at Robert Newland. I learned to skydive there, my favorite restaurant. People in the community really love this place. We have a petition started that has 3,329 signatures that says we want to keep this place. We're interested in this place and we want to come there and be there. So I just wanted you guys to know that as well.
Thank you. Kim Parrish.
Kim Parrish.
No, she's not speaking.
Said she's
We
not
have
speaking.
Robert and Kim signed up to speak.
Who is it? Boo Parrish.
No, we say so.
Boo Parrish. Boo Parrish?
Yeah.
There you
My name's Robert Parrish, I'm from Spencer. And I've been skydiving since 1986. I've skydived from one end of the country to the other end of the country. And I really got to tell you guys that this is an excellent club who abides by all the rules religiously. And something that I don't think you guys realize, I'm from Spencer. There's lots of times I'll come down here, bring my grandkids. By the time the weekend's over, we've gone to a movie, we've gone out to eat, and I don't think you guys realize how many other people there are like me who bring lots of money to this community. And I think you guys really need to consider that. That's really all I've got to say.
Thank you. Is Kim going to speak?
No.
Okay. Jan King.
Jan King.
My husband works in Ashland, Kentucky, and they have contractors from all over the U.S. that come and stay at Carl's place, and love to stay. I mean, I'm not a skydiver. I'm not anybody that flies in a plane, but there's something at a Newland Airport for everybody in all walks of life. If you like music, if you like to eat, he has one of the best restaurants around. And I think it's a sad day for Cabell County to let a gym like that go by the wayside for pure greed. I can't answer what that is for, but it would be a very sad day to see a great business and somebody that has built from the ground up leave this community. And I think it would be sad for business owners. I would not want to be a business owner and put anything in Cabell County if you're going to do Carl Bailey that way.
Andy Ferguson.
No, thank you.
Kimberly Herbert Maynard.
Kim Maynard.
I'm a resident of that community, and back in high school, we used to call that place Cambodia. That's how bad it was. Now it's Press Field. I mean, there's not a blade of grass out of place. It's nice and clean. You can go down there and eat good food, reasonably priced. Don't have to worry about the riffraff. Why do you want to remove something that's positive out of Cabell County? What's your hidden agenda? I've been told that you don't have anything to do with the bridge, but I think that's what this is all about. Stay out of our neighborhoods. We don't want a bridge. We want to keep what we've got there because it's a positive. It brings jobs, it brings income, revenue, nice people. Just really rethink what you're about to do. If it's over a contract, negotiate, make a new contract, but don't close it down.
Thank you. David Clark?
I'm David Clark. I'm the president of the Cabell County Airport Authority. And over the years, we've had a lot of discussion about the airport. And I was this weekend on my lawnmower. You know, when you're riding a lawnmower, cutting grass and mulching leaves, you don't have a whole lot to do but think. I was trying to think, what's the purpose of this resolution? And why do we want to do away with the airport authority? And a couple of things came to my mind. One, as Mr. Ramey had said once before, that if we break that lease, then the lease that the airport authority has with Robert Newland Airport is broken also. And one of the parts that is expressed or implied in the lease, that if the county breaks it, then they have to reimburse Robert Newland Airport or Carl Bailey for any improvements made to that airport. Well, it's a money thing. They don't want to make that restitution and pay for any improvements. They just like to take it over and not have to worry about that. I've been told by the county commissioners it's a sweet deal and you're not paying any rent. Well, there's a thing called deferred revenue. And deferred revenue means you don't get it right now, but you get it later. And at the end of that lease, all of the improvements that have been made there revert to the county. And the county will then own everything that's there. You say, well, what all's there? Well, a water system was put in. We wanted to try to get city water over there, but you had to do a railroad bore, and the C&O Railroad wanted $50,000 to do a railroad bore to run city water over there. So that just wasn't economically feasible. So there was a well there, but the health department says, well, you can't use that water. It's got to be purified. To the tune, I think, of around $14,000 was paid to put chloration and different things in for the well. A septic system was installed, several $1,000s. The lease called for improvements to be made, a walking track, which is there, the campground, which is there. So all of those improvements have been made and all signed off on. So there is revenue being generated, as many people here has talked about. Not necessarily into the coffer of the county commission, but neither is the $175,000 that the county commission pays to the Tri-State Airport Authority, which is in Wayne County, and receives no money in return for that, directly. Yes, there's economic development and there's things, but you've heard that by these speakers here today. So it looks to me that what is the reason? And I think that you really deserve to tell the people what's the reason that you're wanting to break this lease. And Nancy, I think that you deserve, and the people deserve, to know that. And you should be forthcoming. As the word is transparency, I think, is the big thing now. To be transparent as to why that you're wanting to do what you're wanting to do. Thank you.
Yay! What's the reason? What's the reason?
We have someone by the name of Anthony, and I cannot read the last name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think.
Looks like the pen was running out of ink.
That's only my handwriting, I'm not very good at writing. I just wanna reiterate how to come to pilot.
What's your last name, sir?
Fields,
Fields?
Anthony Fields. Yeah, I've been flying in West Virginia for about 22 years. And, I've watched the airports close down over time.